Hi, and welcome to this volume of Let's Get Deeper, a show by Great Mates Podcast, where we talk about stuff in more detail than we do on the regular show. But this is a very special episode. I am Josh, and with me, I have got Ben.
Hello, guys. How you going?
Ben.
First name basis only, of course.
I mean,
that comfortable now.
Look, it's been a time. For people that may not know who you are, and I would be quite surprised, just, if you tell the listeners a bit about yourself.
A bit about myself.
Yes. And how may I know you?
I've been the subject of a few Great Mates podcasts over
Just
one very specific period of time, which got kind of concerning. I locked my doors double bolted during that time period. I was a contestant on MasterChef season 11. I came 10th by getting out on purpose for the dank meme of #Ben10, which didn't kick off. Yeah, that's pretty much me. Food lover, pharmacist, party shirt lover. That's how I describe myself.
That sounds about right.
Well, scratch the pharmacist. I don't really describe myself as a pharmacist. I'm not overly... I'm still proud. I'm proud to be a pharmacist. I'm proud of the achievement, but I guess I'm not huge in the field at the moment, so it's not an overly massive part of me. But yeah, food and fun shirts. That's a good way to describe it.
There we go. F&F. So yes, as Ben pointed out, he has been the subject of multiple Great Mates podcast episodes, because of his time on MasterChef and.
Being the only person on MasterChef who responded on Twitter. It would have been like
season,
me versus Khan in the previous season fighting it out.
Yes. That is very true.
I'm funnier than Khan though. I'm gonna be honest. I still had to quip my humor. Like you should see like the MasterChef group chat. God, some of the stuff I did in there. But yeah, I guess some of my humor came out. The best is still my favorite tweet I've ever done is should have grabbed the lobster, huh? I still think that's my favorite thing I've ever done. I was just waiting for me to get eliminated and just boop, there we go.
There we go. Oh god. So yeah, this is happening in a very roundabout. How did we get this idea of having you on, Ben? Because
you offered me $4,000, I think it was, and I was like, that's definitely not enough. And then I think you did some fundraising. You were there with a little can, and people put money in. And yeah, thank you for the community. You've raised the money, and I'm here. No, I can't remember. I think you floated it maybe after I went on the Washing Up pod.
I think maybe.
And I said yes. I don't know. I'm pretty open to anything. I'm not against, and I think doing little media things and things like that's always a bit of fun. So, as long as I don't completely throw myself into some hot water or something like that, or some of the other people, as long as it's, a bit of fun and things like that, I'm always up for stuff like that. It's good fun.
Mm-hmm. And I think when you said, yeah, why not? This could be fun. I may have shit myself because this is not something that I do, or even the podcast doesn't normally. Yeah, because there are other podcasts that, do this on the regular. So, people like Chris and Christy from Washing Up. So this is shout out. But this is different territory for me and the pod. So this is going to be a very fun experiment.
Yeah. Interviews, all that jazz. Well, I guess, I don't know, no one who goes on MasterChef, other than if he wins a celebrity, in this day and age, I don't know, maybe people think they are, but that you got to have a bit of an ego to be yeah, I'm a celebrity. You're a fan, and then people who listen to this are fans as well. It's no skin off my back to sit down for an hour, have a chat, have a bit of a laugh, and have a good time.
Yeah.
I know. Maybe people get too up themselves and egos and things like that if they're going to say no. That's the thing. Anyone who's watching, if you have a favorite person from any reality TV show, from people like me who've just kind of come from their everyday society and then had a TV camera stuck in their face, just DM them on Instagram or like Facebook or something like that. I'd guarantee that everyone's going to reply. Like, just because even like, I mean, you could, if you move it up to like more famous people, they might as well. Just because, you know, end of the day, and especially like getting to know and like talking to people like Matt Preston, even like everyone's just a person, and unless they're like kind of like high ego, like they just don't really, you know, they're happy to. Unless you're like creepy, like just don't message me like, "Hi Ben, I like your cooking. Also, I think you're really hot." Like, I'm not going to respond to that. That's really weird. Like, you know, just if you wanted me to say hi back or like ask me to do a video message to you, that's really weird. Like, I'm not going to do that. Oh, maybe I should go on that website where like people pay you to do things.
What, OnlyFans?
No, not that. Oh God, not no. No, not like some of the MasterChef Twitter roll call. Fuck, that was a surprise. That was a surprise. The people who watch MasterChef. No. Like there's that one. Oh, it's a website where you can get like actual famous people, like real famous people, and they like record a video message to you. Surely you know about this.
It's the ones where they mostly do like stuff.
Like I'd be like, you know, like you've got an exam coming up, and it's not for charity. It's like straight to their pocket. And I can get like a low level rapper to be like, "Hey Josh, here you got this hard exam coming up. You know, it's me, little scumbag. I want you to do really well. You know," and that'll be like $50, and it'll be like a 1 minute thing. I know Hamish and Andy, like Hamish did lots of them to Andy, which were really funny. And then there was oh God, what is he? Oh, there's this comedian who's Ash Williams, I think. He's just like a bit of a dumbass, and there's a podcast where like a bunch of like Australian comedians and him have a podcast together, and they kind of take the piss out of him consistently, and it's hilarious. But he got like in a like Twitter spat, I think, with geez, we're going real off topic here, talking about other podcasts. He got a Twitter spat with someone from Married at First Sight. And Married at First Sight, the guy was on there, and he was like sending him like anonymously like all these different ones, and he's gonna like edit it together to like make him like say that he's a dumbass. It's pretty funny. So yeah, maybe I should put myself on there. Anyway, where were we? Sorry.
Where were we? We hadn't even like gotten into the stuff that I sent you, but you know, there we go.
Don't tell them that I know the questions beforehand.
Oh,
you need to just fake it. So I just look really just like immediately like bang. I know exactly what I'm talking about always.
Nah. We have that. We break the fourth wall constantly. So it's you know part of the brand. I don't like jumping random questions, like a whole bunch of random questions on people, but I will.
That means the random questions coming. Oh,
maybe there will be. I don't know. But yes.
Who was your first love, Josh?
Oh God, this is your episode, not mine. This is your episode and not mine.
No, I'm turning the tables. So, what made you want to go on MasterChef, Josh?
Oh God. This was a running gag from on the Twitter MasterChef thing last year. Is that for shits and gigs, I would do it and create a very wild narrative about how my nonna would gift me all her recipes in her will on her deathbed, or some wild story like that, like for shits and gigs, because we all know
that's a good one.
The various tropes of MasterChef casting.
This is the interesting thing. Like I don't think anyone had a fake story. Like people had to play it up. And that's what may not have got me less screen time than others, because I may have refused to slightly do that. But I think how they write it for everyone is it's kind of actually off what they're actually like, which is interesting. Like, I mean, the one person that they tried to play up a little bit was Hooters, and that didn't really eventuate with it, with her kind of, you know, moving away from Saudi Arabia and things like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that kind of didn't really play into it. I mean, a lot of people's stories just didn't get told at all, which was devastatingly sad. But yeah,
and
it's interesting.
Yeah.
The one thing about actually MasterChef that dawned on me at auditions was that every single person was the best person of that name that they thought had the chance of getting on the show at like top 50.
Yeah.
So like I was like, far out. Like Ben is the most common name. Like there's always a Ben every season, and they're like, this is 2019's Ben, and I'm like, far, I'm cool, sick. Like I'm probably getting in because I'm the Ben. I need to have a Ben. But yeah, that was a weird one.
Yeah. No, and I think we're not oblivious to the fact that people play it up because it is, as much as people see it. There is an element of constructed reality, and we all know that they'll play shit up for the sake of building, a certain narrative that they want to give the audience. So yeah, I mean, yeah,
no comment.
Fair enough.
No comment.
Yes, I understand. With your, so the main thing is because you weren't really visible for like a whole while.
Correct. I wasn't on Twitter.
Yes, that was a running thing on Twitter. It's like who is this person with all these shirts?
I started that hashtag. I was happy with that. Like that was interesting because I had to pass it through and be like, hey, can I joke that I'm not actually on TV? They're like, yeah, just not too much. And then there was one tweet. They're like, you've gone too far now, Ben. Please calm down. And I'm like, shit.
Damn.
So.
Yeah. Was that a thing like for you to have? Well, we all know that you have a massive party shirt collection. How did you go about choosing the ones that were shown on the show?
That's a good question. I'm trying to think. So when I was packing for MasterChef, I just kind of grabbed the ones that I regularly wear, to be honest.
Okay.
Like, it's not like I think a lot of people have this idea that it was a ploy. Like, I'll get on TV, I'll be this guy in the shirts. And I'm like, nah, I would have gotten buff if I wanted to do that. So with the shirts, it's just kind of who I definitely am. Like if you see any photos of me like backpacking around or like any photos of me back at home, like it's definitely just what I'm kind of known for, and kind of is just like, I'm gonna be myself on MasterChef. Like I'm just gonna bring what I am and what I wear, and that's what it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I just kind of packed the ones that I wanted to wear on TV that I thought it'd be a bit of fun. Like I do wear a t-shirt every now and again, occasionally, but yeah. The two t-shirts I really generally wear are two t-shirts from this guy who runs a hostel/skate park in northern Thailand. He's really cool. And he's an artist as well, so I've got two of his shirts. From Joe at Green Hostel in Pai. So I've got two of his shirts, which are really cool. So I occasionally wear those out. Yeah. The whole style, if you want me to get into it, is actually just, it's derived from the French designer Hedi Slimane, when his Saint Laurent days is kind of what it's from. And I just thought that looked really cool. So I decided that, I kind of moved into that sphere of that's how I dress.
And how many party shirts do you have? Because I know there is that one picture from Instagram that
there is.
That is quite a number.
It's got most of them. It's a fun picture. I love that photo. I think that's my most liked photo of all time as well. I actually did that exact same. So that photo's not the first time that photo's been taken. So when I got home from backpacking, I took the exact same photo as well. And then my other private Instagram, I guess my pre-MasterChef one, that's my last photo on that as well. But yeah, no, it's just I reckon I'm mid-20s maybe.
Okay.
But I don't wear all of them. Some of them don't fit anymore and things like that. Some shrunk, unfortunately. So I'm going to do a bit of a salvos run and donate those. Maybe sell them online. That's a good idea.
Oh,
yeah. Like there's many, and it kind of I rotate through. Like I definitely have favorites, and I definitely like probably wear a few like more than others, but I try and get through them all.
Okay. But yeah, that is a sizable collection.
Yeah, and it's going to continue till I die. I want to be like have like 200 on my deathbed.
Oh my god!
And I suffocate in them. People just my loved
like Imelda
ones
Marcos and her shoes. You are. You are
oh no, that too. Oh. That's one millions of shoes as well.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I remember there was a question about like your boot collection, if I recall.
I do. I put that up on Twitter. My little like Twitter Ask Me Everything. I think I got to all those questions.
Yeah, but yes, this is actually a very perfect segue into one of the questions. Okay, this is something that hashtag Team Ben sort of wanted to know, and I think it was part of your Twitter AMA about if you were ever invited, knock on wood, to go to the Met Gala, who would you wear?
Who would I wear? It would does it have to be current?
No.
Well,
I'm giving you free reign with that.
Free reign. See, I'd like to. Hedy Slimane would be my. I think Hedy or Heidi, I can't remember the correct pronunciation, would be the designer I'd like to wear. So he's currently at Celine, but his Saint Laurent days and a little bit of his Dior menswear as well would definitely what I'd like. Like, it would depend on the theme of the Met Gala, like exactly what I'd like to wear. There's some Gucci stuff that's very cool. I very much like how Harry Styles used to dress. Now he's going a bit too far on the Gucci deep end. That would be my answer.
Okay.
There's when Saint Laurent designed for Daft Punk, that was really cool. So if you look up like Saint Laurent Paris Daft Punk, that they're kind of like, it's like just over the top. Like their suit stylings are really cool, and I really really like how their suits look, and especially their like normal smoking jacket, like the Saint Laurent smoking jacket, which is part of the permanent collection, is so cool. I'd love to own one of those. But they did like a really like sequined kind of tuxedo jacket and pants, and they had like rhinestone boots as well, which looked awesome. Like I think that's so dope. So yeah, I'd like to wear that. It's probably like I don't know if I'd ever have the confidence, but if I'm going to the Met Gala, like I think some very positive things have happened in my life, and I've somehow fallen there. So I feel like I have a lot more confidence, and I'd step out in that. I think it looks sick. That's that would be my answer.
Okay, well, I just pulled up what the theme is for 2020. What is the theme? Is about time, fashion, and duration. Oh. So maybe you have an opportunity to do
sequins.
That.
Sequins are kind of about time.
Yeah,
I don't know. What was last year's? I remember last year people.
This year was camp.
Yeah, and I wasn't huge on it.
Was, I think 2018 was the Vatican one.
That was really cool. I really liked that. Yeah. Who's that guy who always wears complete Gucci? And he looks long hair.
Jared Leto?
Yeah, he was sick that year. That was dope.
That was the year he oh my goodness.
Is that when he had his head?
2018.
Let me have a look. Let me Google as well. What was 2018 Jared Leto?
He literally turned up as like Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
I think that was a good year. But this year I remember being like a bit off it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
It sucks that I actually don't have any more fashion related ones.
I'm not overly knowledgeable. Like I guess it's an extra hobby. And I just find it interesting.
Yeah.
And it's something that I don't know. It's not something I get to talk about with many people. Because everyone's like, oh, that's not what straight men do. Oh, fuck, can't be into clothes. That's weird.
Yeah.
It's like, no, man, it's just fucking no one gives a shit. Just deal with it.
Yeah.
Stop putting genders and sexual things on things that aren't that.
Yeah. That's very true. Okay. The other thing that I think people will know that you do is go backpacking and go traveling. So I'm going to start with this question, then we'll go around that way. So say you have all the, if funds weren't an issue for you, where would you want to go and why?
Right now, biggest draw is Mexico. I'd love to go to Mexico.
Okay.
Time is really the function. Like, I don't even know how long. If I went to Mexico, I'd like to spend as long as possible and then just kind of include the rest of South America. Just actually the rest of America as well. I'd like to spend a bit of time in the States.
Yeah.
But with Mexico, just the food has such a draw. Like, if you look into Mexican food, it's just insane. Like, it's really weird because I've got a very Australian view of it, and I'm trying to break that. But we don't list it in, I guess, the cultures that have a really big food culture. Like, people automatically think like, oh, yeah, Italian food, they're all about their food, and like, Thai people all about their food and stuff like that. But Mexico is like 110% like that. And it's very similar to a lot of Southeast Asian places where people eat on the streets consistently, and it's cheap and it's delicious and it's only the best survive. It's that kind of Bangkok vibe where if you shit with street food, like you're just going to get taken over because there's so many people. And it's such a big country and such a diverse country. And then that's really kind of shaped it, that there's lots of massive regions of food and they do things differently to the other regions.
Yeah.
And it's not like it's all different, it's all delicious, and it's all like very, very, very different to kind of the flavors we get a lot in Australia. Like, I don't know if you've ever had tomatillos, but they're real different and they're real delicious, and like real salsa verde tastes like so good. And when you kind of get like real Mexican food, you're like, shit, this is like something I haven't had before, and it's so good. And it's not this like shit old El Paso taco kits with beef mince that's been fried in fucking cheese and lettuce. That pisses me off. And a lot of cultures' foods have gone through that, and they're now getting kind of representation. Like, especially with Indian food, like, there's people still going like, oh, Indian food's all curries. But then you've got like, obviously Gagan's probably like the big one heading that up, being like, nah, fuck that shit. Like, we're not going to there's no curries on the menu, hasn't been for a while. Places like, in Australia, like Enter Via Laundry. Like, if you look at that food, it's not in your head. Like, I don't know if you know her, but like, you don't look at that and go like, oh yeah, it's immediately you think like Indian food. Like, it's like very different, and she's very much gone like, I don't know if it's like she's done it on purpose, but it's like such a good modern representation of what that food can be, which really excites me. So bring that back to Mexican food, it's the same. And I'm hoping like that base level is coming through. It's just there's not a huge amount of Mexican people in Australia, so it's kind of, I'd love to go there. It's just looks so good, and there's some of the traditions. If you've got Netflix, Taco Chronicles, like, it's just like mouth-watering delicious, and like you can kind of see the time and effort and like the preparation that goes into all these things. It just looks so good.
Yeah. And I think you did touch on like the whole thing about like Southeast Asian stuff as well.
Yeah.
Like a lot of those sorts of foods have been through that through pushed through like a very white lens to like try and coax people to try and do it. And I think it's a good thing that a lot of the other stuff, like a lot of the more authentic stuff, is now coming through, because that's a benefit not only to the people that are used to be familiar with what was available for them, but also to the members of the community, like especially like the younger people, like children of the immigrants and of those sort of first generation immigrants, because then it validates all the food, like the culture that they were brought up in at home at one point or another. So for me, I think even coming like as a child, having moved from Singapore to here was like a food wise was a culture shock, because there was virtually nothing, and we're talking Brisbane, so it wasn't at the time the most cultured place at all at the time. Well, and still now we're getting better.
Sunshine Coast, yeah.
Oh no. Oh mate.
Oh no, yeah, Brisbane's a very different place. Oh yeah. I'm not going to talk about Queensland on recorded thing. I'll bring politics into it and I'll just get angry.
Oh boy. But we're getting there, and definitely Mexican food is going to be something I think a lot of people will catch on to, like the real stuff.
Yeah. I mean, shit Mexican food's still good. Like, it's the same, like, in my head there's two types of pizzas. There's shit pizza and there's real pizza. And shit pizza's still good. Like, I'll say it. Like, I eat Domino's. Like, Domino's, like, thick base with pepperoni, and then you just absolutely smother it with whatever hot sauce you like. Like, I like Frank's. Sriracha's good. That's some tasty food. It's like...
Oh, yeah.
It's this one thing. I think David Chang has made it culturally... Well, not culturally. David Chang has made it appropriate to like shit food again in kind of the foodie scene, which is good. I like that. Like, there's certain things where I'm like, that food is shit house, but it's still delicious, so it doesn't bother me. So, yeah. I guess... Yeah, with Southeast Asian food, it's very interesting because there's always a stigma with a lot of food cultures that it has to be cheap, and that kind of removes, because it's cheap in the countries, and that kind of removes in Australia how much you can physically do with it. Like the banh mi's in Australia that I have are so much better than the banh mi's I ever had in Vietnam. And the reasoning behind that is it's just because the meat's better. And, when you've got, and the pate's better and things like that. And because, because banh mi's over there, it's cheap food over there. So, over here, the quality is just better. And it's, things like that. But there's a stigma that some cultures unfairly have to break through to kind of get to it. And, it's definitely happened with Asian food now. It's happening. I don't know how much, I guess Sunda's kind of doing it with Indian food. And there's some Indian fine dining that have kind of breaking the mold of what people are expecting from it. But yeah, it's really weird, I mean, I make homemade pasta. It's not that hard. It's really not that difficult. But then people are going to pay, expect to pay $20 to upwards, no matter what, for homemade pasta. I'm like, shit. That's a bit weird. Just because it has this thing of pasta's allowed to be expensive. This is how it is. Italian food, expensive. Unless you're going faster pasta or something, but that's a bit... I don't know who the hell goes to that restaurant.
Yeah, dear. But yeah, no, that stigma is around, and I'll blanket statement this, non-European food in general has a harder time convincing the public that their food is worth the effort and time that goes into it.
I don't know if it's European. I think that's I'll be contagious here, because I think things like Polish food and things like that have that thing as well, that they should be expensive. I mean, cheap. So I don't know if it's that, personally. French food, yes. I mean, Italian food, yes. Yeah, I don't know now. But yeah, I think just a lot of non-Caucasian, non-European countries have it, but I still think there's I don't know if it's a blanket statement.
Fair enough.
I don't know.
And
I've never been to Singapore, actually.
Have you not?
No.
Huh.
My do you want a description I got from someone backpacking?
Sure.
It's like Asia, but with all the fun sucked out. You gotta speak English. It's clean. It's expensive. Nah. All the fun things are gone. Alcohol's really expensive.
It's sanitized.
Oh God,
I will not fight that statement because I think for the most part that is true. Like because Singapore is incredibly tiny, you know, there's not going to be that much. Like hop the border into Malaysia. And I think you'll see there's a definite difference, but yeah, Singapore has like its own like unique challenges when it comes to betraying itself. But
it's on the. I mean, it's on the list. I mean, well, it's not a country that's not on the list, but you know, I don't think I'm gonna be holidaying in Singapore anytime soon. Most likely. Most likely. Has good food. I know it definitely has good food. But so does a lot of Southeast Asia. Those Southeast Asian flavors.
Oh my God.
Love them. Love them. Love them. Blanket steak, this whole bloody place. You just get said so much. You know what it is? Like, I'll defend it. It's very much because you think it's Thai or something like that. But then you're not sure. And as soon as you say Thai, you can have
people will throw.
Well, not that as well, but one of the judges can go like, "Oh, what region in Thailand?" And you know, these people will be like, "Fuck, I don't know. I read it in a book." Like, you know, David Thompson fucking told me. I don't know where this is from. So, like, I don't know. It's interesting. A lot of people have travelled quite a bit. Yeah. Some people's travel stories are funny. I'll throw someone on the bus that they said they went traveling in India, I think it was, and they didn't eat street food. And I was like,
"You've never lived."
And the person I was sitting with on the bus laughed at them. And be like, "What?"
Goodness.
And they were like, "Yeah, you know, you'll get sick." And I'm like, "No,
you've never lived." I think.
Oh God! And I think they did say that in Thailand too. And I'm like, "Oh my God!" Like, just use your eyes. Like, if it's a street food vendor, they don't want their customers to get sick. Like, they don't go and then they don't have stuff just sitting in cool rooms for days because they have to have it there and it's fresh and if it's cooked in front of you, it'll be fine. But I don't know. It's undereducated people making stupid decisions. Yeah.
Southeast Asian flavors.
They're good. It's interesting. It's interesting because Tati is Indonesian.
Yes.
But her kind of cooking throughout the show kind of dabbled in all different places. And they were always just like, "Oh yeah, you know, Tati's just doing Tati stuff." It's like, well, you know, Indonesian food and then Malaysian food, you know, they're quite similar, but then there's like, it really changes where we're going, like throughout this whole place, and it's all very different. So yeah, I don't know. It's good though. I wish there's a guy, Patrick, who didn't get in this season, unfortunately, who's absolutely lovely and a very, very talented cook. And he's Laotian, and I think that would have been real good to have in.
Lao cuisine would be a very interesting journey to see.
Yeah, funky Thai is how I kind of think about it. To say like more fish sauce and like a kind of different vibe and the best rice in the world. Like Lao, have you ever had Lao sticky rice? Have you been to Lao?
No, I have not been. I haven't had the privilege to go.
It's this one. It's this one type of rice, and you soak it overnight, and then you cook it in this thing that looks like a hat, and you have to flip it, and it's really cool. But it's like if you look it up, and if you can get the stuff, I think you can do it another way. You don't have to have the hat, but the hat's way cooler. But pretty much the rice it makes is like it sticks all together, and you like take it off in a clump, and it's not sticking your hands, but it sticks together. So like it's kind of like rice bowls. Like almost like sushi rice, kind of, but stickier. But like just like the best rice, and like you eat with your hands, and it's so good. Love Lao food.
Oh goodness! Because that is eating with your hands is a very it's an experience. I think for people that may not understand how that all works, but it's so much better.
It makes all food more delicious. Like if you eat with your hands, the food tastes better. Yes. That's why all fine dining restaurants are doing it now. Like, fine dining is real, like, I guess, modern fine dining, like the Atticas and Aranas and stuff. Like, it's real hands-on. Like, eat with your hands. You get, like, another textual experience, so it'll just make the food better. Like,
Yeah.
Yes, it definitely makes food tastier.
Okay, on your time at Master, how long were you on the show? I can't remember. Like in terms of weeks, because that was.
Let's have a look. What is 12 divided by 2, 6, 7 or 8 weeks?
Okay.
Yeah. 8 weeks on the air, I think.
Seems about right.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. And I guess we'll diverge it just a little bit off of that. On those 8 weeks, in terms of fan interactions, and I think especially the rise of hashtag Team Ben. How did you react to that rise of hashtag Team Ben?
It was the sum of a bit of work. I'll say that. Like it wasn't entirely organic. Like I did. Like I guess I had the thought, like, you know, I've spent probably, you know, more time on the internet than a lot of the people in the house, and I was like, yeah, I'll do Twitter. You know, I'll do Reddit, things like that. Like I'll do media that's not just, you know, posting photos and stuff.
Yeah.
So, you know, Twitter, I knew you could be interactive, and that's kind of one that I wanted to be. Like, I always, you know, like I always put myself in the shoes of, like, if I, you know, because I'm a fan of MasterChef, and, you know, talking to people when I was trying to get on the show and stuff, I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm talking to these people. And then now it's like, you know, if I can give anyone that experience, I'll do it. And I knew Twitter as well, the rules aren't so lax. Like, the rules are more lax. Like, I could be funny. Like, I didn't have to kind of, you know, play just like, oh my God, it's Nigella Lawson, I'm so excited. Like, I could make jokes. And I could kind of be myself more. While on the other kind of platforms, I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
But to answer the question, because I've just gone on a complete tangent, it was fun. Like, it's just a bit of fun. Like, it's weird. It's weird to think that someone is a fan of me. Like, I don't view it that way in my head. I can't wrap my head around it. Yeah, it's just good fun. Like, it's nice to interact with people and hopefully bring joy to them on top of the TV show, and kind of give a little bit of my experience of the TV show as well.
Yep. I think that's something that definitely came through, because you were, I think, the most active contestant on Twitter, if I'm from this season. Leaps and bounds.
Steph a little bit, but I don't think she really understood it. Dee's just gotten Twitter recently.
Okay.
And Derek just kind of reposted his Instagram stuff, I think. I wish Kyle had Twitter. Kyle's got like such a similar sense of humor to me, and he's so funny as well. And he's just like absolute crack up. And I wish Mandy did too. Like Mandy, just, you know, like joking around and stuff. She's so funny. She's so funny. I wish, just because that would be hilarious to have them on as well.
Yeah. I think as a fan,
it would be great.
Oh, Kyle would have been a blast.
And whoever made the Simon fan page, they were very funny. I don't know who did that, and I don't know either. That fan page.
No, I don't know who ran that, but that was hands down hilarious.
I almost made a Derek one in like the same vein, but I was like, oh, if it gets out that that's me, I'm gonna get into a whole lot of trouble. So,
but yeah, I think as a fan, it's really good to see contestants on the show like interact with people, especially on a platform that is really interactive like Twitter. Because you build that emotional like connection real quick, and it's like, you know, if the contestants can vibe with you and run with jokes and stuff like that, it's a really good way of, you know, building like solid friendships, I guess, with fans of the show, because that's sort of the similar thing with people like that go on Bake Off, especially on British Bake Off. They are on Twitter, on Instagram, but they interact a lot with people that watch the show. So for us as fans, that is you know, something that we cherish, I guess, For fans, I guess I will clarify, for fans that have good intentions, because we all know that there are fans that go out, like, yeah, there are fans that are wild.
I blocked one guy on Twitter, and only one person the entire thing, who just pissed me off. Maybe I should shout them out. That'd be funny. I wonder if I could. Yeah, it's sad because I couldn't keep tweeting along because I could tweet along because I knew what happened.
Yeah.
Like, my family hated me watching it because I was on my phone,
okay.
And they're like, what are you doing? I'm like, well, just half an hour ahead and something's just happened. Like, I know what happens. Well,
yes.
I know what actually happened, and then it's just how they're going to portray that on TV. Yeah, so that was interesting. I knew the duck one was going to be fun on TV. Like, I knew I had to be very light. Like, that was such an unenjoyable day. But like, I knew I had to be very light about it. So yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I don't want to take myself too seriously. Like, unless I'm doing something serious, I don't want to take myself too seriously in any of this. Like, it's not worth it.
Fair enough.
Hopefully that came across. I don't know if it did or not.
I think it did. Like, and for the hashtag Team Ben fans, like, so myself, we've got Victoria, we've also got Brandon Black. For us, we saw it, and that's really great to see, because you know, those days when you know that your elimination episode is going to come up, and it's something that may, I guess, trigger something for you. Humor is a very good coping mechanism to deal with.
I was super tempted to tweet out before that episode went out, being like, "Don't worry, guys, I'm safe tonight. All good." And then, like, at the end, like, "Ah, shit, whoops." Like, that's an interesting edit. I don't remember that happening.
What a twist! What a plot twist!
Yeah. That would have been good. That would definitely. Oh god, I can't even imagine how much trouble I would have gotten into.
Let's not entertain that thought, shall we?
Yeah. Let's not entertain that thought.
Yeah. Okay. I guess jumping off of media stuff. 5 things that you enjoy from any medium.
From any medium.
Yes.
Should we do 5 mediums? What are 5 mediums? TV show, movie, games. What else? Of all time or right now?
I mean, I think right now might be. Right now?
Oh, God. Yeah. What am I watching right now? I'm watching some of the master classes, actually, right now. They get spammed on YouTube, and I'm watching them totally legally. Rick and Morty's coming out again, which has been good, which is not bad. I'm not a huge TV watcher. Like, I'm not an avid TV watcher at the moment. Big Seinfeld fan. I've watched the whole of Seinfeld. Love it. Going a lot more than 5 now. Always Sunny in Philadelphia as well. The best.
Always Sunny.
Huge Always Sunny fan. So funny, so complex. Movies. Just watched John Wick 2. That was good. That was enjoyable. I like Star Wars movies. Star Wars fan.
Are you gonna watch Last Skywalker?
Yeah, I will. How expensive is that? I just got to find the cheapest day to go watch it.
Obviously not the week that we're recording.
No.
Obviously not.
What else? I'm not a huge movie buff either, I guess. Okay. I don't really go to cinemas. I don't know why. I find it a bit awkward. It's a bit weird. What other movies have I watched recently that were good? I mean, Avengers was good. I feel like everyone thinks that. I watched Avengers 1 in Thailand, actually. And they have the King's speech before, which is, I had no idea what was going to happen. So, like, I was just sitting there, it's like promo.
Yep.
And then, like, this quite blatant if you just think of like, you know, how American movies like do like communist propaganda things and like North Korean propaganda things, yeah, it's just one of those. Oh, actually, no, it wasn't like that at all. I don't want to be kicked out of Thailand in case somehow this gets through it, and I go for another visa, go for my, let's have a look, my 6th Thai visa, and they're like, no. Yeah, no, it was like, you know, just like photos of like, obviously the king, rest in peace, that king, and then like, you know, tanks and stuff like that, and everyone stood up, and I'm like, I don't know what to do here. I'm going to stand up as well. This is the king's speech. Yeah, so that was interesting. Sat next to a bunch of lovely old Thai women.
Watching Avengers?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was sick. And then, it was so cheap. And then,
of course.
What other movies? I can't think of any other ones that I've watched recently. I guess everything just comes out in kind of like Netflix series now. Black Mirror is very good. I'm a big time Black Mirror fan. And then video games. Playing Apex Legends still too much. Yeah. Gotta get God of War. Apparently that was really good. And then when I was younger, I played heaps of Team Fortress 2. Way too much Team Fortress 2. Like a scarily large amount.
A concerningly long time spent on Team Fortress.
Oh, like thousands of hours.
Oh, God.
Too much. Yeah, man. Yeah, it was pretty good. It was good fun. And then what else? Books. What have I read recently? Everyone should read Dark Emu. I haven't read that recently, but it sits on my bookshelf because I have read it. That's a good one if you want to know more about Australia and its, I guess, truthful history in regards to our Indigenous people and kind of have a more of an understanding of the country we live on. Read lots of cookbooks. Shout out to Mandy Hole, who has millions of cookbooks, so good cookbooks. And I've borrowed 4 of her right now. I've got Tulum from Joshkin, who was on our season. Not like cooking on our season, like he was a celebrity chef who came in. And then I've got a Noma one from her, and I've got Josh Nyland's one as well, which is an interesting read. Kind of reshaping ideas about fish. Yeah. And then, what's another? Podcast. I like Reply All, which is good. Bill Simmons' Book of Basketball. God, we're covering a lot of random topics.
This is a very varied.
I'm a varied man.
That's true.
I like, I don't know. I've got varied interests. I'm a big NBA fan. That probably hasn't come off in any type of media. Haven't watched many plays recently. I don't think I've watched many plays in my life. I've been to a ballet. That was cool.
Oh.
Yeah, in the Czech Republic, in Prague. That was sick. Okay. Watched the national Czech ballet team. God, what do they call them? Company?
Company sounds more appropriate to the medium.
Dude,
or
Swan Lake.
Troop.
Yeah, yes, did Swan Lake. That was sick. Yeah, really cool. You got no idea what's going on though. And then I found out you got to read that a little bit first to understand. And I'm like, that's ridiculous. Like, you read a story and then you watch it. But it was very cool. Very cool. If I had the money, I'd go to that, like a similar thing in Adelaide, but I definitely don't have the money. Should we do music as well?
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Let me get up my Spotify.
Where's your Spotify Wrapped?
My Spotify Wrapped. Can you open that up again? I don't know if you can.
I think you can.
So, my number one artist was Arctic Monkeys. Not that surprising. So it goes Arctic Monkeys, Jungle Giants, Tame Impala, LCD Sound System, Cosmos Midnight. Cosmos Midnight, the last one, that's surprising.
Is that your 2019 or the decade one?
That's my 2019, but I only got Spotify in 2019.
Okay. Okay. So
I listen to artists from 23 countries. That's not that many. Let's have a look. So modern rock, indie electronica, pop rap, pop, and Australian indie are my major genres. Songs I love the most. She's Alright by Jungle Giants. Actually, She's Alright by Jungle Giants. I used to listen to that song every single day on the bus to MasterChef. 100%. Because I had like a little MP3 player.
Yep.
Because we don't have our phones.
Yes.
So I had a little MP3 player. And like it had pretty much no music. And that was one of the songs. And I just really like that song. So I just smashed it out. She Thunderstorms by Arctic Monkeys. This is a lot of my downloaded music. Skin to Bone by Jungle Giants. That's a good song. Yeah. And then my top podcasts were Reply All, The Unbearable Lightness of Being Hungry, Startup, Dissect, and the Ryan Russillo podcast. Interesting. Apparently we've been together since 2012. I disagree with you. Spotify. Yeah, that's my media. How's that? Was that an interesting?
That's really interesting, and I'm sure a lot of people will pick up different things, especially the basketball. I feel like the basketball thing was such a. I
love big basketball head.
Okay, yeah, there are like literally one or two posts somewhere on the internet about like behind the scenes in the MasterChef house about basketball, but yeah.
Oh yeah, there's one of me and Derek playing.
Derek, right?
Yeah. There's actually Waleed's really good at basketball and Monica's really good at basketball. Yeah. I was gonna pop in. Oh, so like I guess my Spotify is a bit different because I guess I went back through like an indie rock phase, but I listen to a lot of rap music as well, like a lot of modern rap. It's like Brockhampton should actually definitely be in there in my like top artists.
Yeah,
and Kanye West should be as well.
Okay.
That last piece of shit album, but God, that was offensive.
Oh dear. But yeah, that is quite a lot of like.
That's a lot of content.
Yeah, that is a lot of content.
It's a lot of stuff, a lot of media that I not produce. God, a lot of media that I
recommended and
ingest.
Told us about. Yeah. Okay. Going to do is okay. Maybe we should. We'll go through some of these questions. I think. Okay, I have to ask this. Someone from Adelaide that is a co-host on Great Mates podcast, who also happens to be quite a fan of yours, Ben. Who has unfortunately, not had the opportunity to actually meet you in person, has asked me to ask you this question. I don't know why Brandon did this. Just the long way around. Food recommendations in Adelaide.
Right. Lee Street Wine Room. I mean, I feel like everyone who has any kind of idea in Adelaide would definitely say there. I haven't eaten there myself yet, but I've heard nothing but positive reviews from both personal and then both like very high up there reviewers. Summertown Aristologist, been there a few times. I love it there. It's delicious, got a good ethos, and it's really cool. Nido Pasta Bar was good. Good Italian food, very tasty. Golden Boy's always solid. Africola's always solid. Arana if you want to splash out and if you want the experience. It's very cool. It's very not something that a lot of people have eaten before, and it kind of, I guess, it shifted my mindset of food, definitely. What else is around that's very good? La Popular Taqueria down in Port Adelaide, must go to. Very legit Mexican food. Lovely people, love them to bits. There's a good vegan Vietnamese place called Metasol, which are cool. They're like a nice little kind of like plant-based cafe with vegan food, which I really, really like. Where else? Topiary's good. Yeah, that's a few off the top of my head. Adelaide's good. We're spoiled.
So I've heard.
yeah, we've got good food. Like, you know, like I guess Brisbane's kind of coming up now. Like Alana Spatula and stuff's kind of doing some pretty cool stuff. But yeah, from what I know, Brisbane used to suck for a bit, and it doesn't seem like there's that wealth. Like, for how small we are, there's a very good food and wine scene. Hellbound wine bar, sick, love it. If you want to try and find me in Adelaide, I'm probably there once a week, sipping down some wines. That's a really cool place. I love it there. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And I guess we'll do a few more things. Okay, so post MasterChef, what sort of stuff what sort of work have you done since? Once the show finished.
Favorite question. Done a bit of kitchen work. Did a bit of kitchen work at Arana, and doing now a bit of kitchen work at Sprout. And then did some stuff at La Popular Tuckery as well. And then did my pop-up with them, which was really fun.
Yep.
Got another pop-up in the work, which will be good. Done some charity work with Ambassador for Can Do for Kids with their Loud Shirt Day, and then done a couple of other different charity events with them, which have been good with the kids, which was really, really fun. And then Ambassador for Food Bank as well, which is awesome charity.
Yeah.
And then doing some filming with them for their meal kits, which is really cool. And then just a bit of bits and bobs, like a couple of private events, a couple of events at some schools and things like that. A couple of food demos, which were fun, with the Adelaide Farmers Market, which is a really, really nice place and really good. And the farmers that they do are really legit, and they're really stringent, which I like. It's good for farmers markets and stuff to be very stringent on the produce, to make sure that, you know, if you're going there, you're buying exactly what you're kind of expecting. Yeah.
Okay.
That's kind of what I've been up to.
Sweet. And you did mention some stuff like in preview to 2020 and whatnot. But is there anything like in 2020 that you would like to do?
I want to do more food writing. I guess the kind of 2020 be new year, new me, and I kind of need to refocus. Like, I guess right now I'd say my page is more inspiration, and it's not, you know, like I don't think I have the right to be kind of one of those pages, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not bad at cooking, but there's people out there who are better by like an immeasurable margin. And, you know, there's people I like, you know, I'm kind of sharing, like, the stuff I share on Instagram, that's just what I eat, like, that's what I cook. So instead of that, like, it's not, I think I've got to shift more towards trying to teach, talk, and so that's kind of what I'm going to move my page into, is more of a focus on kind of, you know, teaching stuff, writing articles, things like that, mainly just because, you know, that's going to be more approachable and hopefully give back more to people that they can learn from me, is really the focus for the new year. So that's kind of the focus, is moving into more of that.
That's really cool. Like, doing a lot of work to help, like, put more knowledge into the hands of people that, you know, do follow shows like MasterChef is really cool. So
that's the hope. And hopefully keep that with kind of ingredients that grow natively in Australia is the hope. But there's a whole lot of barriers with those. So rather than me just kind of posting, you know, photos of like, hey, I'm using these, and people go like, oh, well, you know, good for you. Like, more so like, hey, you can use these in these ways. Think about this, do this. This is places where you can buy them. Like, kind of, that's one of the big things, is that there's a limited wealth of information out right now, and a lot of it is in cookbooks. So it's kind of hopefully try and lower that and bring some online, and then bring some inspiration, recipes, things like that into the general sphere. And hopefully that will, you know, resonate with people, and they'll go out and do it. And then hopefully as well, you know, increase like how good my page is and things like that, and, you know, bring more people to it. So it's kind of like a win-win. Hopefully, we'll see.
Hopefully, let's see. 2020 is a new year, as you said. New year, new me.
New year, new me.
Yeah. I think.
Or I thought just like taking topless photos all the time and doing nothing else. Fuck it. Let's go that.
Oh boy.
Rather than like standing for things that are good in, the food scene and, things that need to happen and be like pro environmental impact and push for that, just topless photos. Bang, bang. 100,000 followers immediately.
Sweet. Jesus.
Topless baking photos. Oh my god, that guy's. I might message him. I want to talk to that dude to see if he's like down here. I didn't watch Bake Off because I don't have Foxtel. And to see if he's like a really down to earth nice guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. How did he come off on the show?
I think he did. Like, it just so happens to be the brand that he's established.
Yeah, but
that is what a brand.
What a brand. God.
Oh dear. I think that we're running like quite long, so we are running.
I'm sorry, I talk too much. I'm sorry.
No, that's the beauty of this, is that I bring people on and they're the ones that basically monologue for 90% of the time, and I'm just here saying me going
like, yeah, prompting
the next question.
Kids. Oh, like Always Sunny, awesome, cool.
I'm sure all these like media stuff, like the mates from Great Mates will enjoy this. So
hopefully,
yeah. Oh, they will. Trust me. So I think it's a good time to start wrapping up. So Ben, if people wanted to come find you on social media, where can they find you?
Let's have a look. My Instagram's my major one, I'd say. So at Ben Trobbiani. Trobbiani spelled TROBBIANI. Yeah. I occasionally post on Twitter.
That has not happened in a while.
Oh, Twitter's such a time sponge, and I know if I get in there, I'll get sucked in.
That's true.
And I've kept my Twitter very positive in the MasterChef sphere. And then if I use Twitter, I'll like start following things, and I'll just get pissed off, and you'll see me like retweeting political stuff and not what I should do. So I'll be like talking about the environment and all those things that are very important in Australia, but aren't happening. So like I think it's, as someone who not in the public eye anymore a great amount, but down the future, it'd be bad if they go like, oh, why did you tweet out this quite like angry thing at a political party or something? And I'm like, we're not gonna take you on for a contract or something.
Yeah.
So you always got to keep that in mind.
Yes.
Hence why that's an easy cop out for me with Twitter.
Yeah.
Do you worry about that as a future employee? Sees your Twitter? Like that's the thing. Like I'm still a pharmacist. Like if if I get quite personal, some of them will be like, "No, I'm not going to hire you. You have this."
Yeah. For me, I think definitely like I have that in mind, but the intention that I have, particularly on stuff like that, and when I rant about stuff, it's the intention is always to like it's, for me, it's like a reflection of what I've processed. So a lot of the stuff that I put out will have already, like, I would have made peace with whatever's happened, but I need to get this out because this is something that I find important. I need to, just put it out there, and let's see if we can, like the people that are, who want to talk about it, we can talk about it. And it's something that I use as not just as a communication tool, but also like an education tool. In some regard.
An eventing tool?
An
eventing tool?
No, not an eventing tool.
Venting, not
venting tool.
Venting tool.
Yeah, sometimes. And I think I like when I use it to react to shows, it is very clearly done like that. And yeah, I can sort of like justify my reasons for, doing that. But of course, yes, they keep in mind like the stuff that is thing. But I think the most important thing is that I don't have a social that has my name attached to it, like as in like my username is not like.
Yeah, that's true, because mine is very much like me front and center.
Yeah, so
because I think about things like it's a weird thing to think about now. Because I think about like last year, like last season 10.
Yep.
And the gay marriage debate was like on during that.
Yes.
And yeah, like I reckon Khan was probably the only person who did a post about it.
Mm-hmm.
And like obviously quite an issue, quite like big for him. Yeah. But like it was like his was very PC, and like Khan's not the most PC person. So like that was really interesting. Like I feel like it's weird, like how like you kind of put that up and what you put out there and things like that. Like I don't know. Like even like I mean Brendan didn't put anything out, but he didn't come out to social media until this year, I guess. So
yeah, and that's the thing.
That's weird. Because I think about it like if I think about if my season was on during that time, like I would, as an ally, kind of would like to probably have put something out there. But I wonder if MasterChef would have been like, "No, don't do it."
I would be curious to see, what production,
or maybe they just complete hands off with that, which is most likely. They're just like, do whatever you want, but that could, I don't know. Yeah. But at the same time, I don't think it's my space to be political in a certain aspect. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a weird tangent from that one. But wrapping it up. Maybe that should be edited out. I don't know.
I'll think about it, and if it stays in, it's because I think it's an important thing to sort of recognize as well.
Yeah, it's important
in terms of like the impact that people can have.
Like I'm a very small in regards to my social media footprint. But with me, like I was always like, going onto the show was always like, no matter what, I want to do charity work. Like if there's something I can do, like because I went on a TV show to cook, like if that can have a positive outcome on people's lives who need a lot of help, like that's incredible. Rather than be like, I want to go on and I want to have protein powder and like have like a high vis whitening smile paid for and things like that. Like that's not a big issue for me. Like like sponsored content and things like that. Like, oh cool, that'd be sick. But like it's more so like if I can get a chance to work with those charities and actually like help people, because I had this like experience, that's like a huge thing for me. So yeah, I know. I think if you've got a social media power and you're not using it to kind of benefit people, and if you're like one of the ones who goes on shows and like Married at First Sight and things like that, and they get like hundreds of thousands, and they're just kind of focusing on themselves rather than kind of trying to do charity work and make that more mainstream. Like I have a bit of not a problem, but I'm like, you should be a bit more selfless, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just how I was raised, I guess. It's different strokes, different folks.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, that's a really important thing. Is like, well, what are you putting out into the world? Does it help? Does it help?
Definitely,
thing. So, this will stay in. It's a good reflection on like, the power that people can have and how they can change and impact the world around them. So that's going to stay in. So I guess your socials are done.
What are your socials, Josh? Where should we find Great Mates?
If you want to come find the podcast, we are both on Twitter and Instagram as Great Mates Podcast. If you want to come find me, you can find me both on Twitter and Instagram as Abangpinoy, ABANGPINOY. come sub to us. Let's Get Deeper, and our 2 other shows, the Spoilers Cast, Spoilers for Days, and the main show, Great Mates Podcast. Sub wherever, share us to your friends. If you want to leave us a rating and review, if you're that kind of Apple person that has that ability to do ratings and reviews, feel free to do so. Again, Ben, thank you so much for joining me on this very interesting journey.
Yeah,
because there was lots of tangents, but it was really good fun.
Yeah, hopefully it wasn't too long. That's the only thing.
It's gonna be fine. It'll be fine.
Nah, it was a good chat. It was good fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. I never know how I go with these things. Always at the end, I'm like, oh, how was that? Was that horrible? And people are like, yeah, you're fun. So
it's all good.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what happens in the final edit. But for everyone listening, thanks again.
It's going to be like MasterChef. It's just going to be you the entire time. Like, oh, and then right at the end, I come in strong and then leave.
Oh my god. Oh dear.
Waleed was here for this entire podcast as well, guys. Just same with Monica. Where are they?
What a reference.
Who knows? Who knows?
Callback. Oh my god.
What a callback. God, poor Waleed.
Oh dear.
Like I got not the greatest of edits, but fuck, like he just wasn't there.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Such a lovely man as well. Just, such a kind, generous, gentle human being, and just not fair sometimes.
Yeah, that's true. But thanks guys for listening, and we'll see you on another episode.